Shalom, family. It's good to see you all. Sorry for the delay. As soon as I say I'm going on live, that's when something happens. Somebody shows at the door, somebody calls me. I tell you, it's almost like my house is bugged. And as soon as I go live, they know it and they show up. So let's get started with this latest story on the migrants. I'm not going to lie to y'all, I'm getting a good laugh out of the police saying they are worn out trying to keep up with all the crimes that these migrants are doing. They're worn out. But you know what? Centuries of them making us the focus of everything, it serves them right. I can't even say I feel bad that they are getting that work from these migrants. As far as I'm concerned, it's long overdue. I guess they never thought they were going to have to focus on anybody but us. Now it has gotten to the point where they can't avoid dealing with these migrants because they wake up every day jumping something off up there in New York. Everywhere, really, everywhere they are located, they are bringing the crime with them. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. So the migrants up in New York, they have all went out, not all of them, but a lot of them have gone out and got these mopeds, which I'm sure are popular in the countries they come out of, you know. So they're buying these mopeds and they're going on the streets in New York City. And what they're doing is if they spot somebody with an iPhone, They are snatching your iPhone and then using Apple Pay, if you have that set up on your phone, and they're buying all kinds of items and having those items, sent to them, or they're purchasing with Apple Pay. And so now that's the newest crime they're doing. So in New York, like a lot of places, you got to register your moped. So they're out here riding these mopeds and they're unregistered. So NYPD is now trying to snatch up all these mopeds to stop the crime from happening. So some of the crimes are pretty brutal. Everybody don't just let people snatch their phones without a fight. And some people have gotten injured from this. So it's not like they grab a phone and it goes smoothly. A lot of times a person will get knocked down, they'll get dragged. It's a bunch of things that happen. So people are getting injured as well. So, y'all, let's get to this story. Let's get to it. So, just when you thought things were bad, these migrants, they wake up and show you they can be a lot worse. So, the surveillance cameras, because New York got cameras everywhere, like a lot of major cities. So, there was a video from their surveillance cameras out on the street showing a migrant dragging a woman along the New York City streets, and they steal her phone. And they said this is a gang of Venezuelans. And so far, they have committed 62 theft crimes on their mopeds. And it's primarily iPhones. So I would suggest anybody in New York or visiting New York, especially if you're in the city or you're in Brooklyn or any area where these migrants are, don't have your phone out. Keep your phone concealed. If they don't see you with it, they can't take it. Especially if you got iPhones. That's what they're really targeting, iPhones. So the moment a migrant on a moped dragged a woman along a New York City street to steal her iPhone was caught in a terrifying footage that police shared Monday. 3 migrants were arrested by NYPD after they allegedly went on a crime spree that saw them stealing wallets and cell phones. At least 62 women. So look at who they're targeting, mainly women. 62 women across the city in 5 boroughs were robbed of cell phones and wallets. The police say they arrested the migrants, all believed to be from Venezuela, in a safe house in the Bronx after executing a search warrant. The suspects were allegedly stealing iPhones to use Apple Pay feature and use the owner's credit cards to buy items. NYPD Assistant Commissioner Katz Doherty said most migrants come to New York City searching for a better life. Sadly, some come to commit crimes. He got that right. A lot of them are committing crimes up there in New York. Today, we made tremendous progress in the largest robbery pattern plaguing our city. And y'all just always take notice how the mainstream news is avoiding telling the public about all of these crimes these migrants are committing. And I personally think the mainstream news is reckless for doing that. Because, if you got people relying on mainstream news and they're in New York and they step on the street not even knowing this is going on, and it will take them by surprise. Our message is simple: commit a crime in our city, and we will find you and bring you to justice. Well, what kind of justice are you bringing to the migrants when you arrest them and then release them almost as fast as you take them in? How is that bringing somebody to justice? Mayor Eric Adams went along for the sting operation, later appeared at a press conference with police. This isn't about the migrants and asylum seekers. This is what he's saying. This is about those who break the law. It doesn't matter where you're from and where you came from. Officer Nicholas Farrar said police are still looking for the leader of the crime ring, which has allegedly been looking for migrants to do his dirty work. So they're just trying to grow the network. So they'll have, you never know, at one point in time they could have hundreds of these migrants on the streets doing this. So he says he's the biggest target. He has caused a lot of problems. They're talking about the leader of this migrant crime ring. He has caused a lot of problems in New York City, Fior added. Yeah, but if he's doing this and he's been a problem for a while, why hasn't he been deported? I'm going to keep asking the question. They keep complaining about the crime, complaining about the migrants. They go before the judge immediately let them go, and y'all don't deport them. All you did was go around and grab up their mopeds, but there's nothing in the story that says they have been deported. Monday's arrests come after a video shows about a dozen migrants assaulting two police officers. Yeah, those migrants are gone. They left the city. Manhattan judge let at least 5 asylum seekers go free without bail after they were charged with the assault. Only one suspect remain in jail. 4 of the suspects are believed to have fled the city after being charged and released, which makes no sense. I don't know why they keep doing that. I don't know why they keep doing that, but they do. So they said that the migrants gave fake names. Didn't I tell y'all they're giving these cops when they get arrested fake names? So they're admitting it. So they were released after giving fake names, and they got bus tickets and left. So all the police got are a bunch of fake names that they made up. And I believe all of them. They already know what to do. When they get arrested, just give some fake name. Don't ever give a real name. And they can pull it off because look, they're undocumented. Many of the migrants were already known to police over charges of petty larceny and shoplifting. According to the New York Post, the migrants charged in the assault are part of a phone snatching scheme. They're buying cars back in Ecuador and Venezuela, a police source told the Post. They're putting pools in their homes there. All this money is going back and forth. So all the money that they're getting for free from New York City, they're sending back home, and their families are buying cars and getting pools put at their house. I mean, y'all look at what's going on here. Look at what wow. So the bulk of their money that they're getting for free here in the US, they're sending it back home. And they're buying cars and getting pools installed. Unbelievable. That's why the larcenies are going out of control. It's believed what they're doing. So they're saying they're probably committing crimes on purpose, and because they're taking the money that they're being given in New York, and for the most part, no wonder why many of them don't wanna leave the shelter, because if you stay in the shelter or stay in these hotels, you're not paying nothing. So when they give you $9,000, $4,000, you can send that all back home, and their families are now living large off of that money in Venezuela and Chile. They're living large off of the money that they're getting from the US. I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on. But you know what? The people here that wanted this to happen, Biden and the Democrats, you're getting just what you deserve. You're getting just what you deserve. If you would have given it to us for reparations, there would be no crimes going on, because it is a fact. The more black man or woman make, the less likely they are to commit a crime. That's why you don't see these big celebrities that making, or these athletes making big money. It's very seldom you see them out here running in a store, shoplifting, or knocking off a liquor store. All of that's gone. You don't have to do that. You can afford that stuff. So the more you have, the less likely you are to commit a crime. That is a fact. So, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has defended the decision to release the suspects, but on Saturday claimed he will present evidence against them to a grand jury. Well, what good is that? They're not even apprehended anymore. Oh my goodness. New York City is buckling under the weight of a massive influx of asylum seekers, with over 170,000 arriving since the spring of 2022. I guess they are coming there. They're getting all kinds of money, free food, free clothes. I heard they're getting brand new iPhones. They're just getting it all, y'all. So, yeah, the word will get around. Oh, yeah, you got to come to New York. You can even commit crime and they won't do nothing to you. Yeah, you can best believe. You think the word is not getting out? The migrants on foot coming here already know what's going on in Chicago and New York and Denver and all these places. They know. They know. That's why they want to go to New York. And Eric Adams is talking about don't come here. Yeah, they're going to come because they know about all the money and all the perks that you're given. Adams was welcoming the migrants at first, but has since warned the situation will destroy the city as we know it. Meanwhile, his request for aid from the federal government has been ignored, and they're going to continue to ignore you. But it's funny, it was a white mayor that says she's getting all kinds of assistance. Interesting. In the city's largest controversial move to deal with the migrants, Adams announced a $53 million program to give prepaid credit cards to migrant families with children. And I promise you, y'all, that money is going to go back to their families too in their countries. They're already doing it. $1,000, yeah, they'll send that back to their families. It was revealed yesterday that migrants housed one of the city's hotels will receive prepaid cards to buy food and baby supplies instead of the city providing meals the migrants often did not want. How the hell you going to be all picky? But you know what? This is what America is allowing. This is what America's allowing. Adams estimate the $53 million scheme will save the city $600,000 a month or 7.2 million annually. So spending money is going to help you save money. Spending money is going to help you save money. Okay. Drawing outrage from many across the country, including native New Yorkers like rapper 50 Cent. Migrants must sign an affidavit promising only to use the card for food and baby supplies or else have them cut off. They're going to send that money back home like they're doing now. I can't believe their families are buying cars and having pools installed with money these migrants are sending back home. Oh, man. It is unclear how the city of New York will know if they're being used in bodegas as intended. The amount on each card will depend on individual circumstances. It is unclear how city officials will check if cards are being abused and if the scheme will worsen the crisis by encouraging other migrants to head to the Big Apple in hopes of receiving free money. They're already doing that. They're already doing it. So a family of 4 could be provided with nearly 1,000 each month, which is $35 per day for food for 4. At present, each migrant meal costs around $11, so feeding a family of 4 a day could cost up to $132. Cards will be refilled every 28 days. Do you know how many Americans could use that kind of help? You know how many could use that kind? Oh, these people ain't no damn good, y'all. They ain't no good. I just can't get over that part where they said they're sending money back home to their families, and their families are even living high on the hog from them being here illegally. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you were able to send money to your family and they could do those same things that these migrant families even back home can do? Wow, it's unbelievable. Well, they said the Ukrainians came and they immediately gave them social security cards. Okay, they ain't paid nary dime into the system and they rushed to give them social security cards. But you know what, America, you deserve to crash. You do. For what you're doing, you doing all of this for migrants all over this country. But when we say reparations, you refuse to give reparations, but you will give out money to people that never paid one red cent into this system. So whatever happens, if your system crash, if your cities collapse, you get what you deserve. I really truly don't feel bad for you. And as far as the cops being worn out because of the crime going up, serves their ass right for focusing on us for decades and centuries up in here. Serves your butt right. I hope they continue to wear you out. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, I was, looking at other videos and man, there are a lot of people that are very angry about the money and all the perks these folks are getting. But yeah, I mean, I had heard from one of my subscribers up in New York, and they were saying they're walking around with spanking new iPhones around New York. When you see they got iPhones in their hands and they're brand new. I mean, it is just unbelievable what this country have you ever seen them treat any of the citizens here like that? Mm, mm, mm. No, the government here is racist. That's what they are. They'll do for anybody except for the people they call the black community. The government is racist. It's a racist government. Everybody that has come in here is, none of them are us. And anybody that's not us, they are more than willing to help. They will dive in there to help. And the migrants are getting money. Look at all these mopeds, all of these mopeds that you see in the picture. They were able to excuse me, they were able to buy these mopeds, y'all. They were able to buy them. So they're getting all kinds of money. You can tell from what they're buying when they get here, just like I did that video on all the vehicles they were buying. The vehicles were not registered, didn't have tags, and they're riding around with these cars. And now you got all these unregistered mopeds that they're now trying to round up and collect. And you can just tell they're getting all kinds of perks. You can buy a moped and ride over all over the damn city robbing people. Now you let a ring of black guys get out there on mopeds and start snatching wallets and iPhones. I promise you, they'll be in jail for the rest of their lives practically. But you see these guys getting away with it. Okay? Yeah, no, see, they would have the police dogs out there. They would be out there with they'll probably shoot you 10 times on the moped. A black guy will be on the moped and they'll just shoot him down 10, 15 times. Well, yeah, almighty. I'm not surprised they would go after Amazon trucks because it's all full of merchandise. Just think about what's on an Amazon truck. You got TVs, all kinds of electronics and goods, and food is on there, gift cards. Yeah, you can make a fortune knocking over an Amazon truck. You can. You probably got just on one truck, you probably nearly got hundreds of thousands, if not over $1 million worth of merchandise on probably just one of those Amazon trucks. Definitely hundreds of thousands of dollars in worth of merchandise on there. And I know they got gift cards because I sent a gift card to one of my relatives and I got it off of Amazon and I sent it to them. So y'all, look, yeah, I mean, they know, and don't be surprised if your, local postal service start getting knocked off by these, immigrants, and also FedEx and UPS, because they know merchandise is on those trucks. People got checks coming to their houses and everything, yeah. These migrants are up to speed on how this society runs. That's why they're out here doing the things that they're doing. And they said when they pickpocket, they know when to be out there. They know Friday and Saturday are busy days, when people go out and hang out at clubs and go out to dinner and go to bars. They know. That's why they pick those times to be out there pickpocketing people. And it's just amazing, right? When black women or anybody is out on the street hooking, it's a crime. When these migrants are out there hooking, they're just trying to survive. That's what I heard on one of these videos. Oh, well, they're just trying to it's different when they do it, right? When they out there selling a piece of ass, it's they're just trying to survive. But if it's anybody else, they're a hoe and they need to be arrested. Man, get out of here. These double standards are absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, y'all, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I thank you for being here. You know, No, I mean, this is the result of a sanctuary city. That guy, McFly, this is the result of it. So if you are a sanctuary city, expect to be knocked over by the migrants that come there. Because you know what? These guys ain't committing crimes out of the thin blue. This is the kind of stuff they were doing back home. They were doing all this mess that you see them doing. They were doing this back in their countries. And they have now brought it to America. So, y'all, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day and shalom.